Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. If you find the video useful, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and don't forget, follow me on Twitter at barking and Instagram and Facebook and all the others too. So, today I'd like to talk about empathy a bit more and BPD. I haven't done a BPD video for a while, and I kind of wanted to touch on something that wasn't overly painful before we dive back into the lovely world of narcissistic abuse, because we haven't even touched on grandiose stuff yet, because we're just getting started there. Let's break it up a bit. This one's a bit more positive. I have an experience to share. Maybe some of you can relate. It might help. Please start by going back and watching my earlier video on BPD and empathy. That will explain a lot. I'll kind of give you a short version because you're probably not going to do that. Anyway, I didn't have empathy really at all. Not for people. I've always had pretty strong empathy with animals for some reason, but people, not so much. That's a feature of MPD. Just, it's not a lack of care of other people, it's just a lack of understanding how they feel and what they're going through. And it comes out most with not understanding what people are going through that you're putting them through. We're getting back into narcissistic abuse, but long story short, a little while ago, I got empathy. It kind of came about because I just saw a news story and felt bad for the person in the news story. And it just sort of started washing over me in waves of understanding how people feel and feeling that empathy. Empathy is a big feature of BPD as well, but it goes the other way. People feel very empathic. They pick up on emotions, micro-expressions, body languages, tones of voice, all manner of things. That tends to be what brings the oversensitivity a lot of the time. You're picking up on so many things. And I was kind of protected from that to a certain extent. I had the MPD that was dragging me down and making me not really care what anybody else felt. That's not fair. It's not lack of care. You just don't sort of feel it. There's no reaction. You can watch somebody get upset and just look at somebody being upset. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't move you. Nothing really. You know, I hope that makes sense. There's not an animosity to it. There's not a hate or a lack of care about another person's well-being. It's just, you don't feel it. But as certain aspects of my disorders become subclinical or go away, and as I've spent more time in group talking to people about their feelings and what they're going through and how they relate to my feelings, etc., the MPD hold on empathy has dropped off significantly, and the BPD seems to have taken it and run with it. And now I'm getting just so much stuff from other people that there's been times when it's been overwhelming. I'm trying to think of how to talk about this correctly without saying stuff that I shouldn't say. Because I want to tell you about an experience I had, but there's only so much I can tell you, because I obviously can't tell you what goes on in group. So I have to sort of relate this to something else, and it gets difficult to explain. Basically, I've had experience of people wanting to talk to me about problems and feeling like you know what's up before it starts. You don't need somebody to start talking anymore. Just picking up on people's emotions and sadness and pain has suddenly become remarkably easy to do and involuntary and too much. You know how you can't not read writing? If you can read and you look at a word in a language you can read, you can't not read it. You can't just see it as an image and then sort of realize later and pass it into text. When you look at text, it's automatically read. And there's nothing you can do about that. And I kind of feel like I'm going through a period of that with picking up on emotions. Like just looking at people and just automatically picking it up and feeling it. And it's a lot to go to straight away from nothing. It's been really difficult. And when it's happened, it destroys my entire day. It takes me it's been taking me a while to recover from it and get back to the baseline of feeling okay that I've been at for quite some time. And it's especially difficult when the feelings that you're picking up on are feelings that you've had already. And it's more a sympathy than an empathy. And it drags up a lot of stuff that you sort of start trying to deal with again, even though it's gone. And that in itself is very difficult. And so I don't want it to go away. I just need it turned down a bit and learn to deal with it. It's been a very interesting experience. And I have to wonder, you guys with just BPD, you're dealing with this every day? Then, wow. I don't know if for me it's going to get worse before it gets better, because I don't think it's coming fully. I think it's still like not so much getting worse, but getting stronger as a thing. And so I don't know if I'm going to have more overwhelming times or if it's going to turn down now. I also need to experience things that are on the more positive side of things, right? I mean, if I can be around people who have got problems and pain and sadness and pick up on that, then can I be around some overly ecstatic and happy people and pick up on that too? That seems like a sensible thought, doesn't it? That seems reasonable. Like I can go out on a night out or to a gig or something and just soak all of that up. And it might be fucking amazing. I might actually start enjoying things again. Or maybe even for the first time. I don't know. But it's impossible to test that in COVID City here. So what can you do? Oh, I said the word. YouTube's not going to show anyone this video now. Fuck it. So there's a lot I've got to learn. There's a lot more to experience. And there's been some stuff that I didn't see coming. I didn't know that empathy was going to be like this. And I didn't know that the BPD effect of it was so high. A lot of my other BPD stuff is totally subclinical now. I think in the waxing and waning of having BPD and it being of a clinical level, I am on an all-time low with a lot of stuff. There's only one or two markers at the moment that you could point to as a possible thing, perhaps, but that's about it. But then this empathy, which is not a marker, but a characteristic, very strongly associated with BPD. That's come out of nowhere for me and has given me a great deal more empathy for the people who go through this every day, and realizing, yeah, that MPD kept me protected from some things. That makes it feel even more like a safety net, like some sort of protective barrier between me and the world, which is kind of what it's felt like for quite some time. It's that hardened shell, and it kind of kept other people's emotions away. It's quite an odd feeling. It is quite an odd feeling. Did my brain do this for me? Is it a lucky coincidence? Did one thing make the other thing happen? I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if there's anybody out there that could even tell me. But this new empathy is an interesting thing. I'm hoping it could be a really good thing. I feel like it could. I mean, a lot of empathy. That's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? As long as I can control myself and protect myself and not let picking up on stuff destroy my entire day, then it could be a good thing. And I see those things coming with time and experience and practice. Maybe you're a bit further down the road than me and you know how this is going to turn out. I don't know, because I've always felt that all my experiences so far have been as expected. And even if not by me, then by somebody who has seen this healing process take place before. I think it's always felt that one step leads to another, and millions of people have taken the exact same series of steps before me. And so I feel like maybe if you're a bit further down the road with the healing, then you might have gone through this yourself and felt exactly the same thing. I don't know. Maybe you're just dealing with the extreme empathy on a day-to-day basis. I hope I don't get to feel that. It's not all day, every day. It's not everybody all the time yet. It's just becoming more. And so I don't know. I hope it kind of tops off where it is and then just settles. I just want to turn it down a bit. It just got too loud. And I don't want it off. I would still like it quite high, actually, but not as high. Because I would like to know why I'm crying. That was the thing. I was talking to people and just started crying. But it wasn't my stuff. It's such a weird thing to describe because it sounds like bullshit. I mean, because that's essentially what I'm saying, right? I looked at another person who was sad and I immediately started crying because I felt everything that they felt just by looking at them. That sounds like such utter shit. But I don't know how else to tell you what happened. That's what happened. There's a little revelation to come to 13 minutes into a video, isn't it? But it's the thing, it happened. I don't know what to tell you. Weird, I know. But fuck it, most of this has been weird, right? Why get normal now? Anyway, let me know how you're getting on with your empathy. I'll be back with more videos later. I'm doing a Monday-Thursday thing now. Never mind. I'll see you later. Bye.